Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septera's Room. I had so much fun making this really cute, I guess I'll call it a mini flip out ephemera holder. And it was just a great little project for me to make. And I thought this is a project I'd like to share with you just so you could have some inspiration and just another way to store some ephemera pieces, or if you wanted to send a happy mail with some paper goodies. This is a great little folder where you can store a few of your ephemera pieces or a packaged goodies in here, or just for whatever you would like to use it for. It was just a fun project and I just wanted to make something, and now I'm going to show you how it looks like, as well as how to put one of these together. It's really easy. I did jam pack this with full of decorative dangles and embellishments, and I'll show you the actual base of the folder, and then I'm going to show you how to make one. But let me just show you how fun this looks. I mean, look how cute and colorful this is. You can make it for any occasion or for any theme. So what I've done here on the cover, I did add one of my paper strip embellishments. So this is a folder made with 1/6x8 paper and just some of your paper scraps and a little piece of vellum. And then I did a video showing some ideas using some of your paper strip scraps. And this is just one of the embellishments that I made. And then I just cut another piece of paper scrap into a fishtail banner to add that to the front. I added some foam squares to the back, like little foam, those dimensional adhesives, just so I could add, put one of these wood picks, and that just sort of slides in there. And this was also made with paper strips, and I just sort of layered that on top of one another and just wrapped it around the wood pick. And it was just a little extra addition to the front. These are some more paper strips that I just added to the folder, and then added a word sentiment. And so it opens up like this, and there is a side pocket, and I just cut a piece of another paper scrap and then just folding that into overlapping it over one another. So you could use this as a note if you want to send a happy mail. You could write a little message in here. You could add some photos and make this as a photo mat. So you could add one of these into the side pocket, just cutting it to your size that you would like to fit inside. And then on the side pocket, I cut out some more paper scraps and made like an extra piece to the front of the pocket. This is like a banner shaped tag. It was just another way to decorate the front because it's single-sided paper. And it also just gives you extra support for the side pocket so nothing falls out. So it just gives you a little bit more depth to the side pocket. So that was just another way to decorate the front here. And this is the vellum, extra vellum flip page. I just thought this was nice to add that to the folder, and just sort of gives it a bit more texture, and it's just a fun adding vellum. And then this is another paper strip that I just folded in half, punched a hole and made a little heart-shaped dangle using my heart punches. And then it's just, I just backed them back together to make it a bit sturdy with some jump rings. So it opens up that way, and then there is another pocket. I'll just put that to the side. So there is another pocket here, and I made this a while back. It's a little tiny envelope, and I used a scalloped circle punch. I haven't got that here with me, but I used a 2.5-inch scalloped circle punch and then made a cute little envelope. And then I just cut a piece of scrap so that it could fit inside. And I just thought that was really cute, and just a nice way to just add that to the front of this pocket here. And there is just a few extra mini tags that I just cut out, and an ephemera piece. So there's a pocket there. And then when you open this up this way, there is another side pocket here with another tag shape. So I used two scrap pieces of papers to create these two extra pieces in front of the side pocket. and some more die cuts. And these are from Rosie's Studio collection. I couldn't remember what the collection is, but it's by Rosie's Studio, and they're just fun little die cuts to add to the side here. A nice way to add some for your Happy Mail gift. And I just embellished the front of the tag. Over here is another pocket with more die cuts and ephemera pieces. So it's just another way to add some of those. So there's quite a few here which you could add if you have a lot of die cuts, tags, journaling cards or quote cards. There's some quote cards, and just pretties up the folder as well when you add all of these little bits and pieces in here. So I'm just going to put that back, and I just added one of my little, these are just little clips that I made years ago. I made a whole bunch of these, and that was just a nice way to add that to there. So inside here at the back there is another pocket, and I packaged some more die cuts in here. And so that was just an idea for you. If you wanted to send this as a Happy Mail, you can add some of your die cuts, and I made the closure of the seal part at the bottom so that it's easy to take out all the bits and pieces in there, and then it can be reused. And I just made a decorative topper just by folding a piece of paper in half and using some double-sided tape to glue it down. And so that is the back. That's the back pocket. So much fun to make. I had so much fun embellishing and decorating. I think that was the fun part. And then I had to stop. I was going to keep decorating and embellishing the folder, but I thought I have to stop so I could share with you the video and how you can make one. But yeah, you can keep going. So this is a dangle that I've just made with some acrylic beads. I thought acrylic beads is nice to add because it's not heavy like glass beads, and it doesn't put a lot of weight to the to your project. And I just punched a hole there and added some, this is just some cotton fabric, just tie that into a knot. So I just thought this is pretty, it's bright, it's happy. So that's that one. Now this is the plain one without any decoration and without anything inside, just so I could show you. So this is how it looks like. So it opens up this way. This is your vellum piece, and there's your pocket in here, and then it opens up this way to another pocket there, and at the back. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these with one 6x8 paper and a few of your paper scraps as well to add the extra pockets and just to decorate it a little bit more. And you'll just need a piece of vellum, a 3x4 piece of vellum, just to start off with. So I'm going to show you how you can make this. I think this is such a cute little mini flip out ephemera folder. So let me grab all of my pieces of papers. Now I'm using single-sided paper, so for those that have a lot of single-sided paper, this is a great project for that. And so I'm using a 6x8 paper from a 6x8 paper pad, but you can cut your paper down to 6 inches by 8 inches. There is no direction pattern, it's just got no direction. And these are the little scrap pieces of papers that you're going to need. So just grab your scrap basket of papers, and you're going to just want to have 2 pieces at 2 inches by 3 inches. So you want 2 pieces at 2 inches by 3 inches. You want a piece of vellum at 3 inches by 4 inches for now, and then we will trim it down a little bit. A couple of extra little pieces at 1 inch by 2 inches. And just grab a length of, what do they call it? Just a length of paper strip. This is cut at 1/2 inch, and you just want a length of that, I don't know, about 3 inches is enough. Or for now, just a length. So they're all the pieces. I've cut the measurements so it's easy to remember. So I'm just going to show you here. So one of your papers that's at 2 by 3 inches, it's going to be for the pocket here. That's for these 2 pieces. So just decide which paper you want for your pockets. And then the other piece at 2 inches by 3 inches is for this part here that's showing. That is if you want that part showing. If you don't want that part, you can leave that out, but that's for that part. And then you want the 2 extra little pieces that is cut at 1 inch by 2 inches. They're these 2 extra tags that's on the side here, if you want to add that to that as well. So they're just a couple of options. You don't have to have any of that. You can just create a plain folder. And then you've got that little extra strip, which is going to be this piece here that's going to go along there. So you just work out what papers you want to use. What we'll do first, let's create the base of the flip out ephemera folder. Then we just cut this extra piece out. This is the that extra piece we don't need. That's from the paper pad. Then we just cut that out. So I've got an 8-inch size. So these are the strips that I always like to keep, and then I use these to make like these sort of pieces. You can keep them to make these wood pick banners. So I never throw them out. So let's start by grabbing your 6 by 8 paper, and we are going to firstly score it on the 6-inch side. We're going to score it at 3 inches, so it's pretty much in half. So we're going to score it at 3 inches, and then we're going to turn this around on the 8-inch side, and then we're going to score it 1 inch, and we're going to score all the way down, but we're going to stop at that score line. So let's score that on the 1 inch and score that all the way down and stop at that score line. I'm just going to make a little bit more there. And then we're going to make another score line at 4 inches. That'll go all the way down to the bottom. So that's 4 inches all the way down. So let's just do this first. Okay, so we've got your paper looking like this with the score lines. We are going to remove this whole panel by cutting up there and across. So let's remove that piece. Okay, we'll put that to the side for now. We're just going to move over to this piece here again, and we're just going to cut a little bit more off it. We're just going to trim a little bit off. Just that much, and I'll just show you how much to take off. We just fold this up. We're just trying to trim off a little bit so that this edge just sits beside that score line. It's just so when we fold it, it doesn't catch onto it, and it's easy to open and close. So you can see it's just on the edge beside the score line. So if it isn't, just trim it down, and then let's just fold this side in. That this is the front pocket. And now we can fold this over at that score line, and then just check to see that it's not catching. So when you open and close, you see it's not catching, then that should be fine. If it is, just trim a little bit more until it stops, until it's easy to open and close. So this part is done. So we've got that side pocket. We've got this piece that we've cut out. We're going to grab the scoreboard again. And now we're going to line that on the 4-inch side, and we are going to score at 1/4 inch on one side and 3 inches. All right, so now while we've got the scoreboard out, actually no, we'll do this step by step, and then at the end you can decide what order you want to do all your scoring and cutting. So we've got this piece with the 2 score lines. I'm just going to angle cut that like that at that score line. So we've got that. We're going to fold these 2 score lines in. And we'll fold this one in as well. So you've got this part here, this is going to be the side pocket over here. So this piece is going to get placed inside like that. So then you've got your flip out page over here and your flip out cover on that side. So what we'll do, before we glue anything down, you can create a notch here first if you want to do that. I have done that on both of mine. I want to show you this one because it's easy to see. So I've created a notch. Just use any of your circle punch. You don't have to do that. You can leave it as is. But when you do that, don't go too far down because otherwise you'll see. Let me just show you. Let me grab. It's just so that you can still see this part. So just do a little notch. So let me do mine. And then you'll see how far down I mean when we put the rest of the pieces together. So I'm just going to go about that much. Just decorates the top edge a little bit. So I've just done that. Okay, what we'll do first, we're going to grab one of the 2 by 3 inch papers, and you're going to grab the one that you want to make up here, and I'm going to use this one. And what we'll do here, we're just going to fold this in half lengthways. You can use your scoreboard if you want. I'm just going to fold that in half, and I'm going to just use my corner rounder to corner around the 2 top corners. Just sort of looks neat. And this piece is going to get placed inside like that, and that just gives it a nice pattern on the top. And that is why when you create your notch, don't go too far down because you don't want to see the white part of the back. So just enough so that you can still see that. So let's glue that piece down now. So I'm just going to put a good amount of glue on both sides, and you just slide it down to however high you would like it. And I'm going to center mine, and I'm just going to, so I just think it just makes it more fun having something peeking at the top. And this is just another way you can add some decorative dangles to the top. You can add a word sentiment, you can date it, you can title it using some of your labels. So that part is done. So we've got that. Now let's just glue this side of the pocket down as well so it's not flapping around. And we just add glue to the top and the bottom. You can glue that piece down now. So that part is done. We've got a side pocket. And now we can grab this piece, and we also can glue this down too. That's the other pocket. Let's add glue to top and bottom. And we'll seal that. We're going to now add glue to this part. So we'll add some glue there. And do that. All right, so what we're going to do here, we are going to lay that to the back. We're just going to bring this up just to make it easy so you can line it. It just helps with guiding where to line it. And with this one, do the same thing. Align that fold line with this edge here so that this is easy to open and close. I just tend to do this to see if it will open and close nicely. And now if I'm happy with that, I can now just glue that in place. Now we've got the cover done with the pocket. We've created the flip out page with the pocket. And now we've got this part to work with, and we're going to add that vellum piece, and that's going to get placed on this side. So I did cut this at 3 by 4 inches. So with this piece, let me just show you. You can just leave the height to be the same as this panel here, or you can do it like I have. I trimmed mine down. You can see it's not the same height. It's a little bit shorter, which I like. I just think it just makes it a little bit more interactive. So firstly, if you're happy with that, you don't need to do anything with it, but I'm going to trim mine down a little bit. So I'm going to trim this down about 1/4 of an inch. Just a little bit. So I'm just going to trim that down to 1/4 of an inch. So now it is 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And then we're going to line that on the 4-inch side, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch. And we're pretty much done with all the scoring now, so I can move this score board. Okay, we've got that score line. I'm going to also create another angle here as well with where I've created the fold, the score line. And we're going to fold that. It doesn't matter which way you fold it. So we've got that folded, and that piece is going to get placed on this side. So it's going to create a flip. So now what we can do here, we can glue this down as well now, and then we're going to glue that on this side. And we're going to do the same thing, and you're going to also just have that lined beside the edge. So I'm going to center that about there so that we can open and close. And then I can just press that down now. So that will go like that. That's going to go on that side, and that's going to close up. Look how cute that is already. We're just about done. So let's now open this up, and we can now glue down the sides to create that back top pocket. So that's one, and then we can glue this side, and we can seal that off now. And that will give you that back pocket. And you can leave it like this now, and it's ready for you to embellish and decorate or do what, add your goodies in here. But I thought I'd go a little bit more and add more fun stuff and add some more of these little tag shapes to decorate the side pockets, and to also make these extra angled pockets. So let's make the angled pockets first. We'll get that out of the way. Actually, let's do the little tags first. Let's do that. So I've got 2 different pieces. You just decide which one you want to add where. I'm going to put mine like that, I think. And you just make it how you like. You can make it into a tag shape. You can use a fishtail banner like I have and corner around the corners, or leave it the way it is. But I'll do it exactly how I've got it. So let's create that with a fishtail banner. And then you can punch a hole on both of them, like I have, and then add some string. I don't have my hole punch here, but punch your holes first. So this one here, I'm going to make this into like a tag shape. I'm just going to try and grab that little piece to match it. So I got the same angles. Okay. And then you just punch your holes so you can add your string, and then it's just fun to have that dangling on the top like that. And then let's just glue that down. I'm just going to add glue just on one side. And you can position it where you like. I'm just going to place it there. That creates some more depth of the side pocket, and this one on that side. Okay. So that's all for that part. That's already nice decorated. Then you can add some more embellishing to the front of your little tags. And now let's make the angle pockets. So I've got this piece at 2 by 3 inches. You can choose to have your angle pocket on the right side or the left side. So what you'll do first, if you want it on the right side like I have, you're going to cut your paper that way in half, from that point to that point. If you want the your angle pocket to go on this side, you'll place, that will then be cut from that point to that point. So you're going to cut that way so you can choose which side you want your angle. I'm going to go on the right, so I'm going to cut mine from there to there. And again, I'll just use my paper trimmer. So we're going to cut from that point to that point. So let's just line that up and get 2 pieces. So now I've got 2 pieces. So this one will be placed down here like that. Or you can even go that way if you want. You can put it up that way. You can decide if you want it there or there. I'm going to have it there for this one. And that's just gluing down the 2 straight sides. So don't throw your little small paper pieces. You can use them to make little pockets, little tags. Like I have here, you can make it and add it onto a pocket folder. So that part's done. Let's go to this side with the other piece. So I've got it on this side, which will go this way. You can also then have it on that side if you want it that way. You can do it that way. But I'll have it on this side. So I'll do the same. We'll add glue to the 2 straight sides. And go there. And then line it up with that corner. And then we've got that little excess piece here on the end there. We can just trim that off. We don't need that. So we've got that. So that is, they're the 2 angle pockets. And then you've got that little strip. And I just put that on the end here. It just sort of gives more, just decorates your folder again. I'm just going to fold this for now. You really can make it however long you want your little tab. And I just fold that, and then we're just going to glue it and add it to there like that. I'm just going to trim it down a bit more. And then add some glue. And you can place it in the middle or wherever you want. I'm just going to place it just a little bit off the center. And then you can punch a little hole there, and you could add a little paper dangle like I have. I mean, this looks pretty already. And that's done. So we have now a flip out ephemera holder with all of these fun pockets to tuck all your bits and pieces in. I'm just going to show you how that looks like. There we go. So once that's glued, it's just sliding. You've got your pocket there. You can flip that over. We've got a pocket there. We have a pocket there, you've got a pocket there, and you've got a back tuck pocket there. And I just use one of a very small clear seal packaging, and that would just fit perfectly in there like that. It is just such a cute little compact flip out ephemera folder. Use your paper scraps, a 6x8 paper, all single-sided, and have fun embellishing and decorating it the way like I have here. Just some inspiration or however you like. Add some of your goodies, and I hope you enjoy this little project, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.